The School of Law-Camden started as an independent law school in 1926. The YMCA was behind an effort to start a college law school in South Jersey. And in 1926, they incorporated the South Jersey College of Law. It remained a freestanding, independent law school until the late 40s, when forces in South Jersey attempted to have Rutgers take over the South Jersey College of Law. They did so in 1947, I believe, and the political forces in South Jersey were quite strong in those days, and they convinced the legislature that what was needed was an equal law school in South Jersey to that in North Jersey. And in the late 60s, Rutgers was given the money by the legislature to start a law school in Camden.
I entered Rutgers in 1955, and it was at a time when Rutgers had recently taken over an institution that was here in Camden. And because of the Rutgers involvement, the effort was to make sure that it had an essential place, and I guess the word that we used at that time was to bring great quality to the legal education for the benefit of the people in this area.
Dean Russ Fairbanks was hired. He'd been at Columbia. He actually had a different vision from what most public law schools were at the time. He wanted actually to sort of emulate an academic elite law school, but accessible to the public, to the citizens of South Jersey. So he hired a number of faculty, and he had very good taste in quality of scholars, and he really set out to hire a scholarly faculty and succeeded.
The first professor I met was an associate dean, Donald Kepler, and everyone was frightened. He was a formidable person. Behind it all was to be sure that the product that came from that school would be a benefit to the society. We had governors, congressmen, judges, bankruptcy judges, prosecutors, assemblymen, Speaker of the House. So I think the mission of the school to be an essential resource for the area, to benefit the state and nation the way the graduates moved into the federal system, succeeded.
When I first started here in 1972, there were two dramatic changes that our class represented. One was that since it was right after the Watergate scandals in the Nixon administration, a lot more people took an interest in law schools, so the number of applicants jumped by 4 times. They quadrupled. The other was that a lot of people who were watching the proceedings became interested in the law and came back after being in the workplace for 5 years. So the average age of our class was 1 year older than the class ahead of us, and within a month of the average age of the class 2 years ahead of us.
When I entered the law school in 1971, the women of that class, represented a tremendous increase in the number of women who were enrolled in that class, in any class. The year before us, there were about 10 women. I think before that, a small handful. Our year, we had 29 women, and it represented a very significant increase.
Institutional pride is very important, and not every school is fortunate to have it. The people who have attended Rutgers and have family members who've gone here and they want to send their kids to Rutgers, there's just a tremendous enthusiasm for the school.
I think my husband, who had a locker next to mine in law school, and I were the first couple to graduate as a married couple. We married after the first year in law school. And now I have, wonderful personal connection continuing. My daughter graduated from the law school, and my son is about to graduate in May. So the roots go deep.
They gave you the confidence to take on leadership jobs that I don't know you would at some huge place where there isn't that personal touch. And so that's kind of the way the military trains us. They put us into positions where you assume leadership. And I think part of that confidence was because Rutgers, I had the same experience there.
I've been involved with Rutgers with their pro bono activities for many, many years. The commitment is to the community, to serve the people of the community, as well to imbue the students coming through with the idea that as part of becoming a lawyer, they are inheriting an obligation to be of service, to give of themselves, to volunteer in these various ways.
The pro bono projects really let you go out and get hands-on experiences, talking to people in the community and just being more client-driven and putting a face to the people that you really represent. There are a lot of projects like clinics and directed research and pro bono research that the faculty really help supervise you, but they also work with you so that you are getting the hands-on experience that you can.
The other thing, of course, is the construction of the new building, and in particular this courtroom, this moot courtroom, which is state-of-the-art, high-end. And I love it from personal reasons because as coach of the environmental law moot court team, we get to use it. But also, it's just part of the prestige of the school.
We built clinical space. Probably the most distinctive part of the whole project was our bridge, which connects the old building and the new building. It's over 5th Street, so it's 2 stories above the street. And that bridge, rather than just be a walkway, is the student commons, the Clark Commons. Don Clark, one of our alums, named that space. And it really was designed and has worked out to be the heart of the school.
The feel of the campus is probably the most surprising thing. When walking around, I thought, this looks just like any other college campus. It's really quite lovely. It is something of an island within an urban area, and that assures that students can have an experience that's quite similar to what they might have at a non-urban or rural campus, with all the benefits, of course, of being next to a big city.